Thank you. Look, some people may not like to hear it, but this intro is special to me because I know you have options and you don't have to be here, but you choose to be here and you're choosing to watch. Thank you. Of course. Now, this is for those who want and who can do more. In the description below, there are options for you to support the channel. If you cannot find the option that suits you best, just simply donate to the channel's Buy Me a Coffee page. Now, that link is also in the description below. But regardless, you watching from the beginning to the end, commenting, liking, and interacting not only with myself but with the community helps the algorithm a lot. So no matter how you slice it, how you spin it, just you being here and partaking into this story helps me a ton. Thank you. I had this day planned in my planner for quite a long time, but unfortunately I couldn't escape from work. I had to report. Sometimes I just really can't escape, no matter how hard I try. Sarah Boone's trial has been rescheduled to sometime in April and March. Listen to me very closely. For the very first time, I think I'm going to have to agree with the Suitcase lady on one particular point. And then we're going to talk about something a little more serious. The defense has laid out its plan, and I have a feeling that this is going to be a whirlwind of a ride. By the way, very quick disclaimer. Today was a very long day and I had to talk a lot to a lot of people. My tongue and my mouth are extremely tired, so you can expect a lot of misspellment, mispronunciation. I'm going to struggle with my English today. I cannot really tell. But for those who are new here, I am Alistair Hanzekio, and this is my point of view. Let's start.
The Orange County woman accused of killing her boyfriend by zipping him up into a suitcase was expected back in court today before her trial. Now that hearing and her trial are being pushed back. News 6's Mark Lehman is at the courthouse with more.
The murder case for Sarah Boone was less than 2 weeks away from going to trial, but now that's being pushed back at least a couple of months. This as we're learning more about how the defense will proceed.
Have you had a chance to meet with Ms. Boone?
Judge, I have not, and the reason I have not is this is the first day I'm out of bed with COVID.
Frank Bankowitz saying the case for his client, Sarah Boone, is not yet ready for trial. The attorney appearing by phone this morning and speaking about plans for defending Boone in court.
It's going to be a battered spouse defense, and so we need to get some specific experts in that field to be able to testify.
The judge granting a motion to continue with pretrial now set for March 28th. Boone is accused of killing her boyfriend by zipping him up in a suitcase. Prosecutors say the now 45-year-old initially claimed Jose Torres suffocated while the couple was drinking back in 2020. Investigators, however, say videos were later found on Boone's phone, which they say show her refusing to let him out of the suitcase. According to court records, Boone was heard laughing in the video and saying this was, quote, "for everything you've done to me." After a review of the videos and inconsistent statements, investigators decided to pursue a charge of second-degree murder. While pretrial for Boone is set for late March, we'll likely be getting an update on things before then. The judge said he would like to schedule a status conference for sometime around the end of February. In Orange County, Mark Lehman, Getting Results, News 6.
Okay. Now, what's important to note here is that both the couple, her and her boyfriend, now ex-boyfriend, have an extensive history of domestic violence to the point where the authorities knew them by first name basis. Now, that is serious, okay? One thing I pointed out immediately is the judge seemed very annoyed.
Have you had a chance to meet with Ms.
lawyer
Boone?
Frank Bankowitz. Frank Bankowitz told the court that he pretty much had COVID this entire time. His reason for not seeing his client Sarah Boone is because he had COVID. I want to make it very clear that that lawyer only spoke with Sarah Boone for 2 hours. In contrast, I'm sorry for the noise. It's my coaster. Coaster, my dirty coaster. Anyway, yeah, so in contrast, he was on the case for over 1,000 hours. I want you to process that for a second. I'll repeat it. He's on the case for over 1,000 hours, but only has spoken with his client for 2 hours. That is not only unacceptable, that is unprofessional. Listen to me very closely. I understand lawyers are very busy. Oh, please, they're very busy. They got families to feed. I get that. I understand that. But Frank, Mr. Frank Bankowitz, I want you to listen to me very closely. The fact that you have COVID or had COVID, you should have put a motion about that a lot sooner than telling us the day of. So not only your unprofessionalism is showed at the fact that you only spoken to your client for 2 hours, but your unprofessionalism is also showed because you're letting the court know about your COVID diagnosis the day of. Listen, it's not for us to know if he's lying or not. It's irrelevant. I told you, if I was a defense lawyer, I would totally lie. If I was defense lawyer for this lady or this man, yeah, I have COVID, but I would let the court know. Of course, I would 100% lie about it. 100%. I'm not even going to sugarcoat that. I'm telling you, 100%. I don't agree with what that lawyer did. Because let me tell you what the repercussions of that is going to be. And I remember very closely in one of the comments, a lady said, and it hit me and I took notes of that. She said the fact that this lawyer is being nonchalant with the number of hours that he's giving to his client, and the fact that the client, Sarah Boone, is complaining continuously to the court about her lawyer not contacting her, is a disaster about to happen for us. It's good for her. It's disaster for the community because that can affect the trial. And at the time when I made the video, I didn't think about that. But when I read the comment after I made the video, I was like, oh my God, lady, you're right. I mean, yeah, we were joking about it, but in full picture, Frank Bankowitz, get your butt up and get to work. Get to work. He was too sick to tell he had COVID, but he was not sick enough to send deny motions? Come on. So we know Frank Bankowitz, Sarah Boone's lawyer, contracted COVID, and he used that as a reason why he was not contacting or doing the basic necessity of a public defender towards his client. He used that as an excuse. I didn't make it up. He said it. Now, let's listen what he says further, and I'm going to put my 2 cents into that.
The case is not ready for trial. We're still looking into experts, and I have a death penalty case that's set time certain in Lake County, starting the first week in February, and expected to last probably 3 weeks. So I'm asking for your April docket and for purposes of a continuance.
What's left to be done?
I've spoken to 2 experts, and they have not gotten back with me as far as scheduling and going out to see Ms. Boone. There was an expert initially hired by the attorney that she hired privately, but there was no follow-up with that expert, and I have followed up with that expert. And basically, and I've told Mr. Cacciatore this, it's going to be a battered spouse defense, and so we need to get some specific experts in that field to be able to testify.
Okay, so there's a lot here. Number one is that Mr. Bankowitz not only just recovered from COVID, but he has a very busy schedule. For the month of February, pretty much the whole February, because he said 3 weeks in February, he has a death penalty case that he's set in stone for, that he cannot escape. He's busy. So therefore, oh Frank, Frank. Therefore, so he's asking the judge to be on his April docket. But why April? Because apparently he's been talking to experts because he's going towards the battered woman defense. And he's speaking to experts and they haven't gotten back to him. So Frank has two dilemmas here. Well, three. He has to recover from COVID. And then he has to talk to the expert who is not getting back to him, who are not getting back to him, sorry. And he has a death penalty trial that he has to handle and perform on. So already his schedule is pretty packed and it's January. The judge is annoyed. And quite frankly, I'm annoyed. Aren't you annoyed? The judge is very annoyed at the lawyer because, listen to me, he said he contracted COVID back-to-back 2 weeks ago. Back-to-back 2 weeks ago. His first trial in case, apparently he's going back to work now, and he has to deal with the first week of February, which is literally like next week. It's not next week, but you know what I mean, right? Frank is all up and ready to work and go above and beyond while not feeling 100% for his death penalty case, but he's nowhere to be found when Sarah Boone is asking to meet him. Now, to be very clear, Sarah Boone has just ask, look at me, come and see me, come talk to me. Of thousands of hours that he spent on the case, he only spoke with her 2 hours? That needs to be pointed out. It needs to be pointed out. Because if I was Sarah Boone, I'm getting ready to appeal. Oh, yes. Oh, that appeal is going to be good. And that's what I mean. It's going to be very long for us. It's going to be very torturous for the community because there is a hole. There is a fissure. There is wiggle room to wiggle because he just wouldn't sit there and entertain the criminal. Just sit there, Frank. You don't have to listen. Just sit there and like blah, 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 blah. Yes. Yes. I didn't process that very well until that the impactor. It's not an inside joke. It's a secret that I'm not going to tell you. Impactor. The impactor mentioned. Oh my God, I was there. The impactor mentioned it. And it just clicked in my brain. I was like, wow, I can't believe I missed this point. This is why you all need to comment and tell me your thoughts. Because it's nuggets of gold in every single one of them. Anyway, enough about that. Let's move forward and understand what is the battered woman defense. We're in trouble, y'all. We're in trouble. The battered woman defense actually is called battered woman syndrome. It was very long. It was a very long text. It was a lot of lawyer talk. I couldn't go through all of it. Please, I already have a headache. I couldn't go through all of it. So I did a technique that I always use in in my stuff. Look, you can learn it yourself. Look, what you do is, because a lot of people, when they write a paragraph, the first few sentences is like a little bit of a summary, and the last few sentences is a conclusion, kind of, sort of, right? And then you skim through the middle a little bit. So what you do is you read the first word, and then if you can't get an idea from the first word, you read the first line, not the sentence. Please, who has time for that? Not the sentence, the first line. If you don't get what you need to get for the first line, then read the damn sentence. Now, if you don't get it by the sentence, read the first two sentences. If you don't get it by then, move on. You move on to the body. You don't read the body. You look at keywords. Just take your eyeballs and scan the body. Scan the body of the stuff. Like, and look for words that pop. Do you know what I mean? And then, if you still don't get it, read the last two sentences. Yeah, it's very fast. Look, I don't read the whole text. Sometimes I'm like, got it. Even if I don't get it, like I have a grosso modo idea about it. Of course, it's not perfect, but sometimes you don't have time. What was that the reason for? Oh, right. So, so I did that on this text, and it was really hard, and I have a headache. But listen, lawyers are so smart. I gotta say, it like understanding that lawyer lingo. Kudos, bravo. You are better than me, 1,000%. Listen, from what I could gather, and I could be 100% wrong, because then what I did is I went on the internet to look a little bit, because apparently it's different for every state. But in Florida, it's essentially like a self-defense, but with the connotation of domestic violence. But to be very specific, it has to be a history of domestic violence, because it takes into account the mindset of the victim. This is complicated. I'll tell you why it's very complicated. A mindset? Do you know how many experts you have to bring in to determine a person's mindset? Especially past mindset. It's different if you had a video where you can look and get an idea of. But if all you have is just the conclusion of events, how do you really determine a mindset with that proper evaluation? Do you understand what I'm trying to say? This is going to be a long trial. We're going to have experts after experts after experts, witness after witness after witness. Think about it. Because then you will have to convince the jury that Sarah Boone committed this crime because she was a battered woman. Okay, you might think it's a stretch. I don't think it is a stretch. I tell you why I don't think it is a stretch. Let me tell you why. So, in the story itself, when George was in the suitcase begging for his life, please let me out, please let me out. And she was cackling and laughing. And prior to him getting in the suitcase, she said, we were just having wine and having a good time. And I just went upstairs and played hide and seek. Do you remember? And then she fell asleep. And I fell asleep. Remember? So you might say to yourself, well, that's a very happy, jolly person. There's nothing about abusive woman like in this situation. No, that's where you're wrong. Because it has to do with the mindset. If you found yourself in a situation where you were being abused constantly, right? So you have multiple situations going on here. You have Stockholm Syndrome. So you sympathize with your aggressor, which could explain the happy, jolly, let's have a party to your aggressor. The second thing, in conjunction to the Stockholm Syndrome, is that because you're looking to escape, because you're looking to get it out, and there is a power imbalance, a physical power imbalance between the male and you, the female. Well, in her case, right? Your outlet is to pretend to have a good time, get him nice and boozy, so you can have the upper hand. It's very valid. It's very valid. It works. It works. And look, and I'm going to tell you something else. When he was in the suitcase in the video, and he was begging for his life, and then all of a sudden she switched and said, ha 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 ha, it's for everything you've done to me. It fits. It fits the ideology of being a victim trapped in a cage, and you have to do whatever they can so that the aggressor can be subdued so you could escape. It fits. It fits. It fits. It fits. How annoying is that? Because it's not so far-fetched as people might think. It's not, because we're dealing here with a mindset. If you lay it out like that, and you have experts who explain to you in this chronological order, Stockholm Syndrome, this and this and this and this and this, therefore, boom, you might one jury will believe that because it makes sense. Now, the prosecution has a lot more work to do. Oh, yes. Because now, the key here is going to prove that because domestic violence, right, is to prove that she was the she was the defendant. Like it would be, the key would be to prove how many times was she the defendant during the domestic violence disputes. Because yes, there was a lot of domestic situation, but it was on both sides. How many times was she the aggressor? How many times? They have to go through all this police report. They're going to have to sift through all of this. This is going to be a complete different strategy. The prosecution has to be very careful. I don't think this is a done deal. I don't think this is easy done deal. And to make things even worse, let's just say if Frank Bankowitz doesn't succeed, please, Sarah's like, well, you know what? He didn't represent me anyway. I only saw him for 2 hours. Pfft, give me another trial. Yes. And who's going to tell her you're wrong? Because she's not. Oh, honey, I didn't put it like that. We have a lot of Sarah Boone to do. There is a lot of Sarah Boone to be done. There is a lot of Sarah Boone to be did. There is a lot of Sarah Boone. Did I conjugate all of that? Is there one more? Did, done, do. Wow, flat. Ooh, no, listen. Do you understand what I'm trying to say a little bit to you? Because even the judge looks annoyed. The judge is annoyed because the judge probably knows he knows a lot more than us, right? He's probably like, oh my God, Frank, what have you done? What have you done, Frank? Oh, Frank. Just sit there and humor her, you know? Look, you know what's funny? Wait, I'm not even, let's talk. No, I'll tell you anyway. My niece, nephew, and my niece and nephew-in-law watched the show. And when we went skiing for the weekend, Ashley was like, Uncle Alistair, you are so funny. She said it was so funny because she said, it's so ridiculous. And she eye-rolled at me and said, oh, how dare you eye-roll at me? Uncle, come back here and let's have a talk. Anyway, so look, so I'm Frank, and I'm walking to Sarah Boone's cell. You know, she's annoying. So she's like, blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. Hello. Hi, Sarah. My name is Frank. Frank, where have you been? I've been messaging you, calling you. I even told the judge. Where are you? Oh my God, I'm innocent. It was not intentional. I didn't do it. What's wrong with you? Okay, have a seat. Okay, Sarah. Sure. Okay. All right, just a second. And then pretend to write something, Frank, and let her talk. Not intentional. Not intentional. That's it. And then pick up your bag and go. Bye, Sarah. Like, that's it. Oh, my God. How deflating. This was supposed to be a good day of looking at Sarah Boone. I was looking forward to see what she was going to wear. What? Yeah, it's prison stuff, but you know, looking at, my eyes don't miss anything. So looking at what she's going to wear, how she's going to look, looking at the prosecution, looking at the judge, I'm looking. I was looking forward to look, and no, all I did was drive home and then realize what that impactor said. And I was like, wow, she was right. She was right. Anyway, that was pretty much my final thought. So let's go to Let's Talk. Today, oh my God. Ha ha. Hello, how are you? My name is Alistair. Welcome. I had to do this all day. All day. Every day. No, not every day. All day today. All day today. My God, my voice was like, I can't do this anymore. No, it was fun. And you know, the funny part of, oh my God, you know, I have so much fun at work. The funny part with one of my trainers, something bad happened. I can't say it. I can't say it. Something bad happened. And we were looking at each other like, oh man, don't you wish we had an undo button? Sorry. And we both laughed like it was nobody's business. I was like, don't you wish we had an undo button? Because, honey, I would have pressed this button like 6 times. I'm sorry. I'm trying not to scream so loud. The queen is sleeping. But she's not sleeping in her bed upstairs. She's sleeping right outside the office, so I can't be so loud. Please. It took me so long to put it. Please, he's gonna sleep. Please gonna sleep. Please gonna sleep. Please gonna sleep. Oh, thank God. Okay. Oh my God. So, yeah. Oh my God. So funny. And we were so tired. But we held the fort down. Oh, I've never seen so many people. Come in. Anyway, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Listen, this lady, how annoying. Did you hear about that shooting in California? I think it's 10 people with a 10-month-old baby. Like it was a gang-related shooting. What? And there was like execution style. I was like, who stands in front of a 10-month-old and pulls the thing? I didn't say anything inappropriate, right? YouTube is not gonna get me, is it? Okay, perfect. Oh my God, this can't say anything. Can't say anything at all. The sky's red. Strike! No, I'm sorry. What am I talking about? I have no idea what I'm talking about. Actually, I had something I wanted to talk to you about, but it's not coming to my head because I got distracted with the undo button. Oh yeah. The Ryan Koberger. No, it's Brian. No. I don't know what I was thinking. You know, sometimes when I speak to you, like I told you, right? It's like I'm talking to you like you're in front of me. I have to give you a little insight. Maybe it'll make more sense in terms of the language stuff. In French, we have a saying called grosso modo, which means it's kind of like whatever, but it's like in summary. So, for example, you know, I might tell you a story, but I don't know the exact place or the exact name of the person or the exact whatever. But for that particular point, it doesn't matter. So therefore, you say grosso modo. You know, you say it's like you know, who cares? Yeah, like that. And so that's how my brain operates. I know. Look, I've made such great progress as a foreigner from when I first came here. You have no idea. You probably would be so shocked to see me how I was before. First of all, I talk to people very close. So I talk to people like this. Like that. Hello. Hi. How you doing today? What's your name? And then I touch people. Please, over here, there's a lawsuit about to happen. In my industry, honey, lawsuits. So I'm like, hi, how are you? Oh, look, I like your shirt. Yeah, it's great. Americans don't like that. Like, get off my face. Get off my face. Don't touch me. Don't touch me. Yeah. And then, anyway. So, grosso modo, so my thinking is very much like that. So, for a particular point I was making, maybe it wasn't important. His name wasn't that important. So I just said Ryan. Because sometimes I have to look for the words. It's not automatic. Well, it's automatic, but there's a translation going on here. So I don't feel like looking for the words. So I just like, oh, whatever. Yeah. So, sorry. I apologize. I'll do better. Of course, I try to improve. Of course. That's the beauty of human beings. It's always improving. Yeah. Okay, now I remember what I wanted to talk about. Oh, it's such a beautiful story today. I remember. Okay, then I have to go to sleep. COVID? No, I'm kidding. Look. Today, I met the most beautiful person that I have met in a very long time. You know why? Listen, so polite to the point when I was like, oh, I have to say hello. The consideration was through the roof. And, and like he caught my eye because of that. And I walked over. I said, I just want to say hello. That's all. And he returned me, he's like, yeah, hi back. And then we had a good conversation. And we actually talked longer than we should because I was working. I had to be on, and longer than we should. And in the conversation, I don't know how, but we got very deep. And I asked a lot of questions. Wait, don't shut up. And I was asking a lot of questions, and he revealed to me that, he was on the spectrum. And I was like, wow, I never guessed that. He said to me because he went to training in school for that. And he said, kids were making fun of him and stuff. And then he was like, and then he said, and I kind of agree. I'm a little bit slow here. I'm a little slow there. I don't like, I hear it, but it doesn't process. Like, and I was like, oh, no. No, I said, sir, that's why I walked over to you. Because you stood out to me. Yeah. It was great. And I said, look, maybe you process this way, this way, but look, you're doing this good and this good. And he was like, yeah, I guess you're right. And we cackled like two idiots, cackling in the middle of the floor. Oh, it was such a good time. I got his number. Oh my God. I got his number. I was so attracted to him. Not like that. I was so attracted to him. I got his number. We're going to hang out. I have no idea. I have a family now. I don't have time, but I got his number and I was like, wow. I don't know. It was really awesome. It was just because it was a long day, and it was a little bit of happiness in a day where I had to be like, hello, welcome, like, maybe not like that, but I had to be on with a smile. I couldn't even drink water, couldn't go to the bathroom. I had to be on, even though all I want to do is think about Sarah Boone and how do I get to my phone and look at the trial, and then I realized there's no trial going on. Anyway, thank you. I'll tell you another secret. Look, it's the end of the video. If you're watching by this point, that means we're friends anyway, so I can tell you anything I want. I'll tell you another secret. Every time I post a video, when I click like, post, well, they're scheduled. So when I put like schedule, I get so nervous I get so nervous. And I tell you why I get so nervous. I get so uncomfortably nervous. It's almost like, like if you just skinny dipping in the middle of the street. Because, look, I make no mistakes. There'll be people who will be trolling. There'll be people who will be dissecting me apart. There are people, yeah. And that stuff doesn't bother me. But what bothers me, what I care about is not to disappoint you. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I do care about that. And so every time I post, I'm like, did I disappoint my impactors? Did I disappoint my impactors? Yeah, I do care about your opinion. Only yours. Yes, I do care. And so when I post, it's so stupid. It's so stupid. I turn off the lights of the office because I do the editing here. Click, 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 click. Oh, thank God. Thanks to you guys. 3 hours shooting to edit done. Thank you. Anyway, so and then I open the door and I go straight to Chris and I said, I posted. And he eye rolls. Ugh. I'm sorry. It's just so funny. He's like, and then he goes, look. Are you gonna be okay? Of course, laughing with the baby laughing. Oh my God, when she laughs, forget it. Just bring a microphone. We're all like, ha, 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 ha. So, what was I saying? Oh, right. And I go, maybe. And then how sometimes I get so stupid. I go, maybe. And then the microphone stuff, I grab whatever is in front of me, fork, knife, spoon, and I'm like, maybe. And then I did it with maybe. And then the kid, Olympia, is laughing. And then we go through a laughter fit. Like 3 hyenas cackling the night away. It's great. Every night. I go, I posted. And then, because he reads the book, sometimes he's like, I posted. Are you going to be okay? And then we all laugh. Okay, that's it. I took too much of your time. Look at that. 12 minutes for a Let's Talk. I just got carried away today. Because I was looking forward to a Sarah Boone video. I just have nothing to show. Today was Sarah Boone Day. Yeah. Today was Sarah Boone Day. And all we got is nay. Are you sick of me saying thank you? I hope you're not. One person is. I'm sorry. They don't watch till the end. They told me that. So we're safe. Oh God. I wonder what the first comment's going to be. I'm sorry. I can't help it. I cannot help it. I can't help it. I hope you don't get tired of me saying thank you. And if you do, what do I say? I don't know what to say. I don't want to leave. It's happening again. Doctor, it's happening again. I don't want to leave. What do? Press the don't record button? Okay. It's right there, right? Big red button? Just extend my right arm and press it? But what if I get PTSD? Doctor?